And I'm recording. All right, so welcome to another episode, Sudden Change Pod. It's your boy Beanz here. We got J.A. How you feeling today?
No, want to know? I'm good. Want
Same.
to know? No?
So before we get into fantasy stuff, let's talk week one regular season. Falcons played the Steelers. Wasn't the offensive showing that I expected. What'd you see that game? What'd you think?
Just the typical Russ, dude. No, nobody played a snap in the preseason. No cohesiveness. Blunders with like snaps, infractions. You name it. I mean, we didn't give up a touchdown. We still lost. Only we can lose like that. Like
Yeah.
I just Falcons invent new ways to lose, but I I don't know what Kirk. They say a lot of things about him being in a shotgun pistol, and can't plant off his right foot. I don't know if it's just he's not ready yet. He's not trusting it, but you have to get together fast because our first three was tough. Pittsburgh is always they're always going to play good defensively, and we got Eagles and then Chiefs next week, so we're gonna we got to turn around real fast before it get late early.
That's tough. So Kirk didn't play in the preseason. I'm assuming because he just wasn't ready physically. And so did they just feel like it didn't make sense to start the rest of the guys since they weren't going to be playing with their quarterback anyway?
Yeah, so our first preseason game against the Dolphins, we lost like two to three guys to IR. So I think that kind of like we lost our third round pick that we just drafted, Braylon Trice. We
Mhm.
lost guy. That's how we ended up getting Simmons because we lost DeMarco Hellams to short term IR for the ankle injury, and we lost Rondell White in the literally in the joint practices. He tore his ACL, so it was like
Goodness.
like we already what I mean. It's like I get it, like you trying to make it to the regular season, but it's always like give or take with you gonna sit guys or you're gonna waste it and then just not just try to wing it in the off season or the regular season. Steelers don't make it easier. Like Mike Tomlin's always played good defense. Like
Yeah.
his team ready defensively. So your first game being against TJ Watt in them is not ideal, but I'll take being healthy over like if we're gonna have Russ, I'd rather have the rest than us not being healthy. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I drafted the Steelers defense, but I was like, I don't know if I should start them this first week against the Falcons, but I should have because they played
That's
well.
all right. They actually did because they got two picks, and then they with our league, with three and outs and stuff. Like we had a couple three and outs, a couple fourth down stops, so
Yeah,
they did pretty well.
yeah. Packers in Brazil lost to the Eagles. Pretty good game. I think for the most part we looked good. I missed some parts of it, so I didn't see everything. But I think the two biggest plays were the AJ Brown touchdown, double move, which was great route, great throw, and then the field goal at the end that we missed. It's like I said in the chat, I've never seen a team that just can't get it together with special teams. It's
It's like they know it's like haunting you. Like it's like you just know it's there. Like
all the
yeah,
time.
especially like they're overthinking it. But I would say in that game, I think even though you guys went for the field goal, you never got the ball back till the end. I think I would have just went for it, even though you were down five. But like you run the risk of like really maybe not seeing the ball again, like under
Yeah.
five. That's kind of tough. But that's why you get paid the big bucks. I think I would have just went for it. So even then, you got them at least buried in their own territory. Like
Yeah.
we just get a stop and we could probably switch field position and still have another chance with 2 minute warning still. So I think that was probably the only thing that the Phil wasn't good at all. So that double move to AJ Brown was actually smart because he had no footing. So just a bad playing service. Honestly, if they could have played that game, I wouldn't play it there. Like
No, no way.
I get what they're trying to do with the NFL, but it's like you gotta, the players got to come first as well. Though it's like safety. That's not a good game. But I'll take the touchdown to AJ Brown though. But
Yeah, for sure. So that was part of the game that I missed. And I only saw the highlights. I saw Jair get beat, but it kind of looked like he thought he had help. Like, what did you see in that play? Did he
I
have help or did he not? I saw the safety run over at the last second.
Yeah, I seen it. I don't know if it was like a coverage bust or just footing. I know he lost his footing a little bit because
Mm,
like the double move is like you got to respect every move, whether there's an out or like so. You kind of playing on ice, and then
yeah,
not that he jumped it too crazy, but like it was a perfect throw. And then the
yeah.
safety came. I didn't know the coverage. I didn't really get to watch the all 22 version, but I did see the safety come over late. I just didn't know if it was him like trying to help him or if was it like he was supposed to be there. So
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I only saw the replay, so I couldn't. I only saw that one view. I just wondered. Um, but yeah, and then we lost Jordan Love, of course, on our last drive. Um, Luckily, it seems like the injury is pretty minor, so he'll be back in a couple weeks. And until then, we got your boy Malik Willis for a couple of games.
Good luck with it. I mean, hopefully he plays well. You got a good coach. Like maybe he can, hey, just make things, just a little bit more easier for him. Like,
Yeah,
get him in guy into the game. Like hopefully it ain't like his Titans days. So I mean, you got playmakers, not like, he's not, going out there with guys like, yo, you got guys who could get the ball and do something with it. Just put it in their hands. Like whether it's a slant or out, a bubble, you guys, quick out, like just get the, playmakers the ball and let them just do the rest. So
yeah,
shouldn't be
we
too
got some dynamic playmakers. Get it into Watson's hands, he'll take off or Reed. And I think luckily the schedule is the way that it is. We got the Colts and the Titans next. Two games I think we could win with Willis. Just depends on
hard.
how AR does. Because if AR plays like he played last week, it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Let's see. Let's get into who do you have for dog of the week this week? We had some good performances.
Yo, we did. Wow. It was some good performances this week. I'm not even gonna lie. Honestly, I'm just take the Saints overall as a dog. They came out the gates and like that's just dog team of the week. Like they put up almost 50 like week one. Like, they just came out the gates flying. Granted, the Panthers are the Panthers, but that's a rival, that's a rival. That's an in game, that's a division game. Like so those are always like toss ups and like they came out and like they punched the dead body. So I just like with the Saints because they didn't really get too much respect in the offseason. Everyone was thinking, Derek Carr. But I think they scored like in the first 5 minutes. Like they wasn't playing around. So
Yeah.
uh, a lot of guys had good performances, but I think the Saints overall got my attention for sure.
So does that say more about the Saints though, or does it just say how bad the Panthers are?
It might be how bad the Panthers are. It really might be. But like you can only play who's on the schedule. So you
X.
take business. Like I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, for me it was a toss up. I tried to find guys that we didn't expect to go off. Could have easily said Bark, he went crazy. Could have easily said Reek, he had a good game. But I'm gonna go with a guy that we didn't even know was gonna play till Monday night. I'm gonna go Jordan Mason. Yeah, but I
Yo,
think 28 for almost a buck 50 in a TD. Um,
it's
yeah, he went crazy on well, I
was
don't want to say short notice because apparently he knew before everybody else, of course.
somebody
Um,
knew something. Like yeah, somebody knew something.
yeah, but
But
he had a
that
great
was
game.
against a good defense supposedly. Like like that's no easy task.
Yeah, so I know we give Shanahan a lot of flack about play calling and things like that, but do we think can any running back succeed in that system? Because we've seen so many guys just come through and him.
Too.
Yeah,
Like I just feel like I mean he also has like a great scheme and then like you have stout O linemen. Like, Trent is probably one of the best, but like they're solid across the board. And then you got one of the best fullbacks who's blocking as well. And then you add in Kittle into the running game. So like they have a good 6 or 7 guys who are just gonna try to maul you at the line of scrimmage. And then you could put honestly, if you put a durable back that can get yards, you could get 4 to 5 pop behind that line because we seen like Mostert, we seen Matt Breida, we
yeah.
seen Elijah Mitchell. We it's
Everybody.
like literally any running back that has ever got a tote over there has done okay at some point in their career. Like it's I don't and then now you add the best back in the league. It's like it's not fair. Like
Yes. I think
he knows
he definitely gets the best.
he can find an undrafted late round running back better than anybody in the league though.
Yeah, I think that's if you're a running back, that's where you want to be. That's a great system to be in. Anything that surprised you this week?
Mm. Surprised me. I want to say I know you're gonna laugh, but like Baker played well this weekend. Granted, it was like, but like he looked good though. Like I just feel like Mike Evans, Godwin, those guys make his job that much easier. Like between him playing well and seeing how D Watt played, it's like, yo, it's like night and day of like, all right, you guys, Baker didn't play well with the Browns, especially at the tail end of his stint there. But it's like
Yeah,
D Watt hasn't played well since he's been there at all.
true.
Like going on his second year with them, and it's like it's they got something gelling. Like they're definitely cohesive, and Mike Evans is always going to get his with him. Like it's like they have a great connection. Godwin and younger guys are coming up. So I think just the difference in contrast of like you didn't think Baker would be here and you wouldn't think D Watt would be there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the difference in that game, I didn't watch it, but I looked at the numbers, so I assume like they got Godwin involved a lot more than they were doing last year. We talked
Put him
about
back.
it like you were saying that you thought they were like phasing him out last year,
It
but I
seemed
think
like it.
yeah. So I think if you got him and Evans both cooking, because I'm sure he'd been a Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl type slot
Yeah.
receiver, and then they just like decided to phase him out last year. So if they're both cooking, I think they're going to be hard to beat. It's going to be a tough division, I think, because the Bucks look good. New Orleans, you can't tell because of who they played. And then you guys, I think it's going to be a tough division this year.
Definitely.
So my surprise, I got two. So one, I went with Jameson Williams, who
Okay.
we've never seen him fully be integrated into the offense because he had the gambling thing, he had the injuries. So he had a big game. And then just tight ends overall. It was a horrible week across the board for tight ends. Kelsey, Andrews, Laporta, Kincaid, like nobody had a good game. The only receiver that tight end that had a good game was Likely, and nobody expected him to have the game that he had.
So my tight end was Brock Bowers, and he had 6 for
He was
58, and that was
decent. He
third.
was decent.
That was third, but that was like third for the entire league, like of
Yeah,
tight
he
ends.
was third.
I'm thinking like, yo, I need more. Like this is not enough. I'm like, oh well, third overall in the league, like, and no one had Likely week 1, so it was
Yeah,
like that was it. And usually tight ends are like quarterback's best friend, but touchdowns were down this year too, though. So it's like I don't know what it was, but like tight ends across the league was just like terrible.
yeah, it was really down. And it hurt me especially because I like to start two tight ends. So I got nothing from Laporta. I got like 8 from Laporta, and then I think 2 from Kincaid. So
Yeah, because
they don't.
he only got one target or one catch or something like that.
Yeah, I think he had 2 for like 14 yards, something like that. I'm like,
Oof,
I'm
man.
expecting him to be the guy. He's like evenly getting the same amount of snaps as Dawson Knox. I'm like, he came on so hot the end of last year, and then y'all just kind of
But
reversing
Josh,
what you're doing with it.
a habitual Steeler, Josh is going to take counts from he's going to run it, he's going to improvise and all this.
Yeah,
So I mean, so like that's why Buffalo's always scares me because they're like you're going to need something for somebody and Josh is going to do it. It's just like I can't do it.
it makes it hard. So I want to get some reactions to a couple of guys that didn't play well week 1, and if you think we should begin to panic based on their situation, or if we just need to give them more time. One guy we talked about was on my team, Davante Adams, and just how sporadic that offense is. So do we think it's going to be time to panic soon, or do we need to just wait it out for Minshew to figure it out?
Press the panic button because like watching that game, like it was just like, so what is the plan? Like,
Right.
what is is it Zamir White? Are we going are we gonna let Minshew just gunsling it? Like, what is the plan? And then I think Jacoby Myers led the team in like yards with like 61, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like I'm just like, why are we not feeding? Like you got Asante Samuel, like good corner, but it's like it's still Tech. Like, why are you not?
Right.
That I don't see that ending well, especially like they go to Baltimore this week,
That's a
so it's
tough one.
like it could get late early as well. Like I honestly I don't see him finishing the year in Vegas. Like he's not doing another year of that. Like he had the
Yeah, yeah.
year where Derek Carr had to leave, and he was like, "Yo, I came here to play with him." Then the whole Jimmy G thing is like, "Yo, what is this?" Like receivers' lives are only but so long, and like that's almost like
That's fair.
gonna be like 3 seasons you're wasting. You ain't
So,
got it. Like you ain't got the time like that.
so when you initially said he's gonna leave, I took it kind of like jokingly, but you think there's a legitimate chance he doesn't finish the season with him?
Yeah, he'll be gone by the trading deadline. If they're not winning, there's no way he's staying there.
So, I mean, we have seen some diva-ish acts by Tay before. He doesn't strike me as the high-level diva, but you think he'll force his way out?
Not even forces way. This is you got to take care of your best player. Like like if you're not winning, like I need to move on from you. Like we need to make you happy because like Tay's 30 already. He hit 30-year mark, so it's like
Yeah, 31, I think. Yep.
So it's like what is our future looking like? We still don't have a quarterback. You may not get one next year either. You don't know what free agency may like. Receivers don't have time to wait on that. Like it's
Yeah,
just I don't see it. Like giving you 3 years, like, and we didn't figure out nothing yet. Like you only go, receivers got short fuse. Like I just
yeah, that's fair.
if they don't win, they will not be there by the trade deadline. I'm
Interesting.
standing.
So sticking with the Raiders, should we be panicking on Zamir White because he got greatly outplayed by Madison? Um, and once again, who knows what's going on there? But a lot of people thought it was his year. He was that guy. They drafted him relatively high, and he kind of dropped the dud.
So I wasn't big on him already. Like so, Jay Green has him in the league, and I'm like, if you're starting Zamir White, I'm okay with that because
Yeah,
he's not an every back. Like he's just even on third downs, Alexander Madison is going to get in. He was doing the same. If he could do it with Dalvin, he's damn sure Zamir White. Like there's no way
yeah,
you're keeping him up. So you're already losing a snap right there with him. And it's like if you're not scoring touchdowns or breaking like big runs, like your purpose as a running back in like fantasy is like it's gonna dwindle. Especially if they're behind. Like you just throw in Madison and we could just go, we could go, hurry up and we could just play Madison. Because he's not getting the nearly the same catches as him. So I don't know. I'm just not big on him as a running back though.
yeah. I get that. Going back to the tight end situation we're talking about, how do you feel about Mark Andrews? And I know he's the guy coming in. He's the guy. But after a performance like Likely had, and Likely finished last season strong with that connection with the quarterback, why am I Lamar when Mark Andrews was out. So it's gonna be hard to keep him off the field, even if you're running both of them together. Should we start to panic a little bit on Mark Andrews?
Yeah, because likely is a matchup problem now. Like now he's coming to his own. Like that whole last season ending the year is like, all right, like you came on strong, like I'm gonna keep an eye on you. But like for you to come out opening night and just like they can't guard you. Like you have to dominate that because they're not strong at wide receiver. So you have
Right.
to use likely a matchup problem. Whereas Andrews is like, okay, well, your speed is down from last year, and you're probably still thinking about the injury. So like you could tell, even like I think he had like a 4th and 2 or 3rd and 2, and he like fell short. He don't trust it. He don't want to get hit in the legs, and I get it.
Mhm.
Like, but that's always in the back of your mind when you get like a leg injury in football. It's like,
I get it.
until you get hit and you could get up from it, it's like I don't trust nothing right now. So I definitely see a panic button hitting with Andrews. And he may have games where he's good, but like that's Likely's job right now. Like because Likely gives them the best opportunity to like really like use Lamar's talents, but like expose defenses because like Andrews doesn't bring an element of like a mismatch now because
Yeah.
you're not at your same speed, your routes are not the same, like you're not getting the same target. So it's like Likely stretches the field. So that helps out Zay Flowers, that helps Lamar in the run game, that helps Derrick Henry. You got Andrews out there. I'm not really worried about Andrews being lined up outside. It's like, all right,
Right.
we could guard him and we could still defend the box. So I think Likely is definitely going to put a panic button on Andrews owners.
Yeah, it's another guy that got drafted pretty high, and a lot of people are regretting. Lastly, another guy that was one of the big acquisitions of the offseason, Keenan Allen up in Chicago. He played 68% of the snaps, only had 4 targets week 1. And I know you're getting Caleb Williams acquainted with
First
the
game.
league and all of that stuff, but should we be concerned?
Uh,
And
no,
I,
I
I
think
also know they were saying like in the preseason when he did play, he was looking a little older, a little slower.
yeah, I know they had a lot of thing about he gained weight or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think the panic button yet. I just feel like this defense doesn't get enough credit for as well as the unit that they are. Like
yeah,
Titans, they may not have the offense, but like one thing they always hung their hat on was playing defense. So I think a rookie quarterback playing against staff front and like Jeffrey Simmons and those guys, like it's a little different ball game. Like it ain't preseason. You just run around having fun. Like you got to get acclimated to the league. And I wouldn't panic just yet because Keenan Allen's always been a QB favorite target, especially underneath. And even if he's not, the guy that's taking top of defense, his intermediate game has always been good. So I wouldn't panic just yet with him though.
gotcha. Let's just go through the standings for the league real quick. If I can find them. We got Dub in first, you in second, Cheese third, me four, Matt is fifth, Casey sixth, then Jay Green and Mark Chance and Josh Allen. What do you think about that week 1 matchup? I know you went in saying, you was getting a double no matter what, but how do you
Yeah.
think what do you think about your team, how it performed?
Um. So because like my receivers did well. Debo and AJ played well. Chain played well. CJ Stroud, he was well. Tank Dell was okay, but yo, man, Jackson Smith the Jigba, yo, he only got 2 targets. Marvin Harrison only had 4 targets and none in the second half. So between those two combined, I had those were like 3 catches for 23 yards.
Mm.
I had Jordan Mason on the bench. Like it wasn't like I picked him up like September 1st. I had Jordan Mason on the bench,
And
and
Jameson too, right?
yes, I had Jameson Williams on the bench, but I sat T Higgins for JSN. It should have been Jameson. So
Yeah.
that's where, yeah, I'm not even playing them games with Gino. I said, you know what? Nah, Jameson in there, stupid. Like, kicker got me 22.
That's a good game.
Bengals defense. So I ended up picking up Bengals defense because Jay Green needed a defense.
Mm.
So that I thought I was like the best pickup of the week because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they didn't do much for me. So it was an okay weekend, but like a couple guys stood out. Definitely AJ Brown started off nicely for me because
Yeah.
replacing that 30 he got with the 2 guys on Thursday night. So I was getting a dub anyway, though. I was He didn't have he didn't know who his quarterback was going to be. Dropped Purdy like Sunday morning and picked up Trevor Lawrence. Like, okay,
Yeah.
ain't nobody in college. I ain't scared of Trevor no more. So I wasn't starting my league off with no L's. So
Yeah.
get that, let's move on.
Yeah, it's nice to get that first win out the way, get in the win column. I think I pretty much started everybody who I should have started, other than I should have started Jordan Love, and we had that discussion about the matchup,
Yeah,
him having a much better matchup than Pat. But I felt like if Pat
it's
had a
Pat.
good game and I didn't start him, then I'd be kicking myself. So it is what it is.
You're
Now I don't
never
have a
gonna go.
quick.
Yo, Pat is the reason I lost. Like, nah, you
Yeah,
can't.
like
Yeah.
can't do that. And then
Start,
I
you start panicking. Like, yo, I'm bugging.
yeah, and then the only other thing was I dropped. I forgot who I started on defense, but I should have just stick with Pittsburgh, who I drafted. Like I said earlier, they would have got me more points there. But other than that, it was a good week. Got the win. Let's see who you got this week. Got Chance
Chance.
this week. What you think
Yeah.
about that?
I got injury concerns right now, so I don't have a running back right now because
You have no
Chain is.
running back?
No, I have
Oh,
Mason
you
in
have
there.
Mason.
Yeah, I don't have a second running back because Chain is questionable for tonight.
Yeah, goodness.
So I don't know. So that's going to be my issue. My running backs is like a waiting game. Like, so my bench is like big, Tank Bigsby and Algier, and I got
Mm,
Javante. I could throw in. He
that'd be
kind of
good.
split that. So like, I know my running backs. I'm just trying to find two that's going to get me the most out of like any pair combined. That's
Yeah,
my goal going into fantasy because running backs are coming dime a dozen. Like Jordan Mason's already being picked up. Like, the ones we draft, like what is he doing? Like, so my goal is just to find the best combination of backs, and then I'm wide receiver heavy. T is
yeah,
probably out. So I know he's got Njoku out, so he's got to replace Njoku in the flex, I think. But I don't know. Like, we'll see. He's got some good matchups. I know we got a lot of games that we're playing against each other. So like, I know he's got Jettas versus Niners, and I got Debo. He's got
yeah.
Jetta. So hey, it's fantasy, so I'm never gonna say like, hey, I don't know. Especially when I got like a Thursday night injury, that could piss me off out the jump. So we'll see, man. Like, hey, I don't think I have anybody. We both have Monday night. He has Devontae Smith. I have AJ Brown. So it's definitely coming out on Monday night at some point, unless it's a blowout already. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just week by week over here, man. I don't just running the
That
league and trying to dubs.
yeah, that makes it fun when you both got somebody going on Monday night. Um, I got Casey this week. I think he actually outscored me. So if he would have played me last week, he would have won, but he ended up losing the Cheese in a close one. Um, I was talking to Gabe and I was saying like on paper his team just looks stacked, but if McCaffrey doesn't play, it makes things a lot easier for me. So I mean, I hope he's good, but I hope they just keep resting him. Like give him another week and then start him next week because I'm
I
gonna need a
told
little
Gabe,
bit of help.
there's no incentive to like try to play him in a like. There's not. If he's not healthy, there's no incentive to play him. Like you're not chasing a record. They're Super Bowl or nothing at this point. So we'll see what happens. But like that injury report is always they always do something tricky. Like it's always something. So we gotta keep our notifications on with that one.
Yeah, and on the last ep with Gabe, we were talking about how he fell to 7 in the draft, and he's like, why do people not want him? Why is people scared? That's the reason. It's like, yeah, he had 2 healthy seasons, but you just never know with him, and then it's showing right
Low
now.
genius after week one, like low like genius, and
Yeah,
Jay Green, like it's just it's just how it falls sometimes.
yeah. I gotta say, Jay Green's team, after I looked at it more, is better than I thought it was. He does have issues because he's doing like some weird stuff with quarterbacks and defenses, but overall, his core is better than I thought it was. So I got to give him credit there.
Yeah,
Uh,
his receivers because if DK could come along like with CD's gonna do his thing, he messed up not like he already said he messed up not getting Kyler because if Kyler's gonna bring his game to the next level, like that's gonna be maximum points with those backs and those receivers, and then like McBride being like that's an opportunity for double points as well if he had Kyler. So I
yeah,
think him like waiting on, and I don't know why he didn't draft the defense. So he's going to be doing that every week. So
yeah,
it's not my problem no more, though.
yeah. I want to look at this cheese matchup real quick. Look at so the difference. One of the differences in the Cheese and Casey matchup, which ended with just a 1 point win, was that Cheese had McConkey who had 14, and then
He's got
yeah, and
nothing from
Casey started Quorum who had 0. So the rookies are definitely making a difference in the league so far.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, even though my rookie only got me 1 point, but like a couple guys, like I'm like McConkey definitely took him over because then Monday night Garrett Wilson's non-catch on the sideline kind of like ended it for Cheese. So I mean,
Yeah.
kind of ended it. So if Quorum even got him like point like 8-8, like that's like
Yeah.
it may solidify a W for him in the catch. Like it may definitely be a win.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that that 0 is the difference between a win and a loss in a close matchup like that. Let's get to some starts and sits. Is there anybody that has a matchup this week that you love that you're gonna, tell the people to start this week?
Ooh, this week. Oh, I like Mike Evans, man. I just don't feel like when they played in the playoffs, like the Lions DBs had nothing for him.
Mhm.
Rookie over there in Terrion Arnold. So I like Mike Evans in the matchup rematch from the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's a good start. I hope it's a good start. I got Mike.
Yeah.
I got a couple guys. First off, I try to get some low key guys. I like Lazard against Tennessee. Until Mike Williams comes along, I think he's going to be not the guy, but the second guy. He had a pretty good game on Monday night. Um, and then I'm pulling this one kind of out of nowhere, but I like Wandale Robinson against
Mm,
Washington.
mm.
I think he led the team in targets last week. They're going to have to protect Daniel Jones, but I don't think the Commanders are very good. So this is a time where Daniel Jones might look good. So I'm gonna go with Wandale, and I also think Najee at Denver. I think that's a game. I think your defense is actually pretty good this year. I think they'll put up more points. They'll find the end zone a couple of times, and they'll lean on him until Warren comes back completely healthy. I think he's going to dominate the touches. So I like him at Denver too.
I like this one receiver. He played well on Monday night. Tyler Johnson from the Rams.
Mm,
When now Puka, that I was going to pick him up. Mark Pacheco got him. I didn't know
yeah,
where I went. I'm like, damn, I can't really, I got to hold on to a back just in case of an injury. So I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not. If I had a person, because I ended up dropping Kobe Parkinson, the tight end with the Rams, I'm like, yo, Tyler Johnson. I picked up Tank Bigsby, but Tyler Johnson against the Cardinals, I think he'll have a big game. I'm gonna say 8 catches, 97 yards. That's
Mm.
it. Tyler
The
Johnson.
funny, yeah, the funny thing is, I was about to pick him up too, but then I went and got Caffrey because I just wanted another rookie option.
Rookie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was just looking at him ever since the game. I was like, who can I drop? And I was like, it's nobody I could drop right now. But
What
yeah,
I
I
did,
like him too.
there were 7 bench spots. I took one away. So now it's only 6 bench spots. So now it's like,
Yeah,
you have a bench and it's like, just nah. You have to make a decision. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put a bench spot for each position. but it's going to leave one because there's no like defensive spot for it. So
Yeah.
now I only have spots. Like it really makes you have to hold on to some guys. You're going to miss out on some guys, and sometimes you're going to put a trigger on somebody. So it makes the wire. Ever since those wires move, that going crazy. So
Yeah, it's interesting with that one less spot. Let's end it up with the pick 'em. You gave 5 games, some weird games in here, but we'll start with the one that
it wasn't really. So I was like, let me just get some weird ones where like we got to pick, and it's like
yeah.
it won't be.
So first we got the Bucks at Lions. Who you like?
I think the Lions got their number. It'll be a good game, shootout, but I'm gonna go Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions as well, just because at home. If it was in Tampa, I might lean towards the Bucks. But I think that environment in Detroit is gonna be the difference. Steelers at Broncos.
Who's starting? Fields?
I don't know. I don't know. I think
Honestly,
they were saying as of right now it's Fields. They weren't sure about Russ.
Bo ain't ready for that defense either. We wasn't ready. And, I don't like. I just feel like the Steelers they just know how to get after quarterbacks. Man, it's good. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh on the road.
Yeah, I went Steelers as well. I think it'll be a low scoring game, but I think, like you said, I don't think he's ready for a defense like that. That's one of the better defenses he's going to see this year. Giants at Commanders, the most random of games.
Butt ball. That's a butt bowl. Ooh wee. Ooh. Daniel Jones can't lose this game, right? Like, there's no way. Like, Giants, he can't lose this game.
Okay, so this is where we'll differ. I'm gonna go Commanders here. It's usually you say you can't lose, you can't win with this one. It's just
Yeah,
too bad team.
the pickle.
But Giants look so bad last week. I'm gonna go Commanders.
All right.
Bengals at Chiefs.
Chiefs. I thought this was gonna be a better game, but then I don't know if Joe Burrow's healthy or not. Chiefs. Oh, Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well. Under normal circumstances, this will be a good game, but it's just too much going on over there. Yeah, you just don't know what's what.
Contract. I'm gonna go bet Chiefs. Yeah.
And then last but not least, Falcons at Eagles.
Curtain prime times.
You can't pick
You can't go 0-2. I've been saying it. If y'all ain't finish our food, we're gonna finish it. I've been saying it. So we finished our food this time. We beat the Eagles. I know Brighton has something to say. So
I'm sure. And he was right last time too.
I was like, I'll leave that for home. I don't want to see that.
I don't even think I said anything. I might have liked it. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Eagles at home. If y'all had looked better, I was planning to go with the Falcons, but I just don't know exactly where Kirk is at. So at home in that environment, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah, you got to. Honestly, I would too if it wasn't us. That was any other team that had, yeah, definitely. But I can't do that.
Nah, I get you. But yeah, that was a great week one. There was a lot to cover, a lot of good performances.
Who would you go? Bonus game. Browns, Jaguars. Somebody can't go 0-2. Brown. That's the one I was gonna put up. That's a bad game too, because it's inconsistent.
My gut. You said they're at Jacksonville.
At Jacksonville, yeah.
My gut. Any other time would say the Browns defense could carry them, but D Wop is so bad, bro.
Yeah, I told you.
Goodness gracious.
They play good with DTR. Jameis may have to play this game. I'm going Jags though in a bonus. I just don't trust D-Wop. It's bad. It's bad. And their defense, but the Cowboys shredded that defense too, though. Not that their offense, but they got shut down. Yeah, is that bad?
I'll probably go Jacksonville. I guess I don't even know.
That game was so bad. I don't know I wouldn't even know who to pick. That's why I didn't put them down.
Yeah, that would have been a good one to have to pick because that's just so random. But yeah, on to week 2. Looking forward to another good week of fantasy. Shout out to Dub, who had the highest score, got the 50 for the week. Any shout outs?
Taylor Rooks, man. Hey. Someday, somehow, I don't got nothing else to say, man. Taylor Rooks.
Yeah, you got to remind me to post some of these shout outs so hopefully we can tag her.
Tag her, hey, just tag her 30 times. Yeah. Just see us out. Or to announce our draft order 1 year. She going about her business. Let me
It's
get an
gonna,
interview.
yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna pick up steam, and one of these years we're gonna get her to come out.
Her at the draft. Boy, I'm coming to last that year. I'm drafting the kicker. Hey, who you want?
It's funny.
We're gonna get it soon.
Yeah, we're on the road to big things. So that's that. Sorry, that's that. Week 2, we on to week 2, and we will catch you after week 2 and recap that. We'll catch y'all later.
Sure.
Sudden Change Pod.